The following is a presentation of TFNN.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes!
Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the June 10th marvelous Monday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is the tool that I call Life's Rules that I have learned along the way. Maybe you've learned some of these rules as well. In fact, if you have, you might as well write them down. It's always good to have them written down. And in this day and age, with the phones that we've got, the devices that we've got, the memo pads that we have, in fact, how much do you use your memo pad out there? Something to think about. So life's rules that I've learned along the way, they begin like this. Number one, we will learn lessons. Now, what I mean by that is that we are all enrolled in a full-time school. That full-time school, while we're here on planet Earth, folks, that means every person, every incident in your life is a teacher out there. How about that? Do you keep your eyes open and really try to learn from everything that goes on around you? What a great way to live. Number two, there are no mistakes, only lessons. Think about it like that. If you could live your life knowing there are no mistakes, only lessons, meaning that failures are just simply the stepping stones to success, how is it that you would respond? Because each of us have to deal with lessons all the time, with, just simply these so-called failures, these stepping stones. How would you feel? How would you respond to life if you knew that they were nothing but stepping stones to get you to that level of success that you're after? Number three, a lesson, folks, guess what? It's repeated until learned out there. It's not like going to college where you've got a lesson and if you don't learn it, they go on to the next thing. The way that it really works in life, a lesson is repeated until it's learned. It is presented in various forms, no question about that, until we learn it, and then and only then do we get to go on to the next lesson in life out there. Number four, if we don't learn easy lessons, guess what? They get harder. There is no question I have come across that many a time. Pain, though, it's one of the ways that the universe gets our attention. So if you're in some pain out there, just go back and learn a life lesson. Number five out here, we'll know we've learned a lesson when our actions have changed. Actions do speak louder than words. Only action turns knowledge into wisdom. Number six, others are only mirrors. Maybe some of you can appreciate this. We can love or hate something in another that reflects something we love or hate in ourselves out there. I know I had some experiences this weekend that I can certainly relate that to, and just working with my kids through some issues that they were dealing with. We can only love or hate something in another that reflects something we love or hate in ourselves. How about this one? Our life is up to us, folks. I love this most of all. You know why? Because life provides the canvas. Guess what? Each of us do the painting. Unfortunately, I'm more of a stick figure guy, but I can still paint a pretty good picture out there. Probably more in my mind than I do on the canvas, but life is just simply our canvas. The answers, folks, they lie inside of each of us. All we need to do is look, listen, and trust. You know what? When I started this off, I asked how many of you used a memo pad out there. Really took the power of that real powerful device that you have in your hands or near your hands. Maybe some of you are actually listening on TFNN.mobi. How's that for power out there? Well, here's the deal. All of those life lessons, and you probably have additional life lessons as well, rules that you've just simply learned along the way. Guess what? We tend to forget all of this But if it's written down, we can remember it anytime we wish to. That is what I actually use my memo pad for more so than, what it is I need to pick up at the grocery store. So use the power of that pad, folks. I hope everybody out there had a fantastic weekend. It is the beginning of summer, so many folks on vacation. That says that we should have a relatively light market day out here. Right now, we've got Dow futures are up about 61 points. S&P futures up 7, trading out at 1645.50. NASDAQ futures up 11.5 points, trading at 29.92. King dollar up about 30 ticks right now. We've got the euro back just slightly. The Japanese yen here getting a bit weaker, quite a bit weaker. We'll go take a look at that currency pair. Gold trading off about $4 right now out at $13.79. Silver basically flat out here, trading at $21.70. Light sweet crude back 36 cents at $95.68. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. We'd love to take a look at your stock chart or take a look at anything that you would like. Over in across the pond here right now, the DAX is up about 1%, a little over 1%, up 86 points. The FTSE has just turned positive. It is, but just slightly positive, up 41 cents right now. The Shanghai, they're off this week. They are on vacation. They are celebrating, I believe it is called Dragon Boat Holiday Festival, something like that, Dragon Boat Festival. So their markets are going to be closed today. They'll be closed again on Tuesday, on Wednesday as well. And Hong Kong, I believe, is also going to be closed on Wednesday. So some vacations going on around the world. No vacation over in Japan, though. The Nikkei up 5% last night, up 636 points. Of course, that is working off a extreme sold condition out there, so just having a nice bounce, just as our markets. It's good old U.S. of A. We're the ones that led things out of here on Thursday when we had that bounce. We expected that bounce. That was our expectation. Folks, that was at least my expectation out there. I tried to communicate that to you as well. And all we are seeing here so far is nothing more than a bounce. But let's go take a look at the charts out here. Let's start off, instead of looking at the EKG, at the intraday pattern, let's try to get a little bit of a larger picture out here. And if you are watching this on Tiger TV, what you see on my screen, you see 4 quadrants here. In the upper left, you've got the daily chart for the S&P futures contract. Lower left, you've got the NASDAQ futures. Upper right, Russell 2000 futures, and lower right, you've got the Dow futures out there. Now, maybe you're listening on your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, that very powerful device that's got that memo tool on it. Thank you for doing that. Maybe you're listening on a radio station. We appreciate that as well. And remember, you can always catch the live stream of the show on your device. Just simply go to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you will see a button with 3 little smartphones on that. Click on that. The show will stream live, and you can catch the archive of this on Channel 9. If you'd like to see these charts in HD, then go to the homepage of TFNN.com. Sign up for the Tiger's Den. Do it right now. You can do it for 30 days. It doesn't cost you anything to really do it for 30 days, and it's a way to see these charts in HD. So let's take a look here at the ES Mini. Let's start with the S&P futures contract. It's trading up at its session high right now. Where is this headed to? Well, number one, it's made almost a 0.618 retracement. If I blow this up on our screen, the retracement that I'm referring to is coming off of the low here from April 18th. That low was 1530.75. So from that low all the way to the high that was put up on that key reversal session up on May 22nd out there as the ES Mini got up to 1685.75. The retracement of that, and I'll go ahead and put this on the chart here so you can take a look at it. The 0.618 retracement would have come in at a price point of 1590. And what the ES Mini actually got down to on Thursday was 1596. Close enough for me. Should be close enough for you as well. Out there, we can see it also on the A to B equals CD down. That's what's required. That's prerequisite for a Gartley pattern. Your A point out here was the high of May 22nd. Again, that was 1685.75. Your B point was the low of May 23rd out there at 1632.75. It did a 0.786 retracement on the way up. something to think about. So that was the first retracement that it did before it began its move down towards that 0.618 retracement level. So the ES Mini did what it was supposed to do out there, and then we saw that bounce. Now, there's a number of reasons why we got that bounce. You can see here trading up towards the top of its trading session. It is also trading inside that May 22nd swing point. So 1646.50. That is going to be a key number for us to be paying attention to today, because it is the daily charts that really are going to rule over the EKG of that 30-minute chart. And so you're going to want to be paying attention to 1646.50. Why? Well, 1651.50-ish is the area where we're going to see the ES Mini head to. It's at 1647. That's really a no-brainer out here. Why? Because that is sweet 618. Now, one could argue that we're almost there. If we didn't exactly hit the 0.618 on the way down, someone should say, hey, Steve-O-son, do we have to hit the exact 618 on the way up? Absolutely not. All we now have to do is just sit here and wait for some type of reversal signal. But I suspect, because the ES Mini did a 0.786 retracement the first time around, there's no reason for it to not try to get up into that level. Again, that would be right around the 1666 range out here. You had two nice sessions here, some strong candles. This morning's candle looks pretty strong. You can see it's neither overbought nor oversold on the daily chart as you take a look at the bottom section of my chart out here. So it's game to make another 0.786 retracement, but 1651, that certainly looks like that is on the horizon for the S&P futures. We'll take a look at volumes and so forth, which are very light. The bounce on Friday, a light volume bounce. Of course, to be expected with it being really the first weekend moving into summertime. Well, today people are enjoying their vacations as well, so that should be light. Nonetheless, you're going to have volume to the downside, light volume to the upside. That sets up a larger A to B equals CD down. If we take a look at the Dow futures out here, let's go take a look at the Dow. In the case of the Dow here, that made its 0.618 retracement. Let's go ahead and blow this chart up on the screen here. You can see that also coming off of the swing point low. In the case of the Dow, May 22nd swing point low was 14,394. That was the point at which you would measure the 0.618 level. You can see as the Dow made it to 14,833 out here, 14,835, I should say, on Thursday out here. That was making the 0.618 level. If we go from the actual swing point low to the high out here, you'll see 14,825 was really the exact number, but we are not about being exact. You're just simply trying to be extraordinary and use these areas for your guidelines, like your little fishing area for when you expect to see some type of market changes or turns or reversals out here. Now let's take a look at what the Dow has done, because these markets will move in harmony out here. If we go from that high from May 22nd down to the low that came in on Thursday, let's go ahead and darken this up a bit. You can see the Dow now is traveling above. How about that? Above the 0.618 level. That was 15,260. So the Dow now also trading inside that daily swing point here from May 22nd. Now, when you get inside a swing point, albeit on light volume, and all that we saw on Friday was a test of that area. Right now, today, you're trading inside it. A close above 15,241 today. That says at least the 15,376. That's on your horizon. And when you trade inside a swing point, boy, before you start putting the pedal on the metal to go short, you better see a reversal signal out there. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Before we went to break, we were taking a look at the S&P futures contract, the daily, as well as the Dow out there. And what we know about both of those, coming off of a measured retracement off that April 22nd swing point out there, we know that both of these made 8.618. The Dow most certainly, and the ES Mini very close to that level, really about a 60% retracement. So we know that both of those made a nice move down out here. Now let's go ahead and finish this off by taking a look at the other two. The other two are actually stronger, as you will see when we use that same measuring stick. We use that last swing point out there. So, should the markets move back down out here, haven't we just received a clue as to maybe areas where we should look for additional weakness out here if they've already made that 0.618 retracement out here versus, let's go take a look at the NASDAQ futures. Let's take a look at the NQ right here. Coming off of that same swing point low, if we just use math as our guide out here, that last swing point low in this case here, we're using the April 18th time frame. 2724 is that number. That's the low. The high out here was put in on May 22nd. If we go ahead and use our retracement ruler, go from swing point low to high out here, you'll see 29.27 was the 0.382 on Thursday as the NASDAQ futures were pushing down. They got to a level of 29.10 out there. versus 29.07. They had made about a 1.618 expansion of a set of swing points. That was the B to a C swing point. That happened to be the low of May 23rd out there at 29.61 and a quarter, all the way up to the swing point high here of May 28th. Now that high was 3,036. If you took the difference between those two, you multiplied times 1.618, that would have taken you down into about the 29.10 level. You would subtract that from the high of May 28th out there. Now, what we can also take a look at is that May 22nd swing point out here. You can see the low is 29.8375 right now, 29.94. That is the number inside the NASDAQ futures where it is traveling at right now. So it, too, is inside that swing point. Anytime you are inside that key reversal session, that swing point, says you can go test the highs. But let's go see what work has been done thus far by going from the high down to the low that was put in on Thursday. And what the NASDAQ futures has not done now, so it is actually showing some weakness with regard to its bounce. So with regard to the move down, it was not as weak as the other two. But now on this bounce up here, it's actually weaker because the S&P, I think, was very close as well to the 0.618, but the Dow has had a stronger rebound out here. So that's something for you to chew on as well. Right now, 29.99. How about that Agent 99 out there? 29.99. That is the 0.618 retracement. That is at least where the NASDAQ futures should be headed to on the daily chart. Neither overbought nor oversold, so it has room to run. Now let's go finish this off by taking a look at the Russell. The Russell 2000, actually, which has been the weak link out here on this first move down in the market, coming off of the May 18th low, or you could use certainly the low of May 22nd. They're really about the same. That low was 894.90 versus 894.20. So we'll just say it's May 22nd that you are using out there. What you can see is the push down on Thursday, only getting us to the 0.382 retracement of that level, almost making a 1.272 expansion of a say the same set of swing points as the NASDAQ future. The low of May 23rd, which was 968, and the high of May 28th, which was 1,005.6 out there. So you had nice Fibonacci numbers coming together. Now we can clearly see, well, it was when it bounced on Thursday, the Russell 2000 was already inside that May 22nd, that big downdraft day, that big K reversal session. But let's take a look at from high to low. Let's go see where the Russell 2000 is. Right now, it is also trading right at that 0.618 level. So looks to me like the Russell could easily move up to 998.30. So we do see some synergy here with regard to where the markets are, the retracements that they want to be able to complete before they begin their next legs down. And what is going to help us to understand that? Well, I'll pull up the New York Stock Exchange. The trend is your friend. Is that correct? Well, if you want to try to find the trend out here using the McClellan Summation Index, that is a great tool to be able to identify that. That, even with the bounce that we saw on Thursday, even with the move that we saw on Friday, McClellan Summation Index still continues to move down. That is the trend. That is the black, thick line that you are seeing right underneath the price area of my chart. Of course, the New York Stock Exchange made just slightly more than a 0.618 retracement. 0.707 was its number. It's bounced, though, because this is the wider swath, the wider breadth of the marketplace. On Friday, it only was able to get up to the 0.382 level, 93.50. I suspect this is where we're going to get the signal from, the New York Stock Exchange, as it gets up to a level of 94.7628. And that is where we will likely see the reversal take place. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts has officially launched at TFNN. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind software, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the market for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, and even months searching to find. As part of our introductory pricing, we're offering licenses available at only $59 per month. We're so confident that you'll love this new outstanding piece of charting software that we'll even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Lock in your low price today by ordering your copy at TFNN.com. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow up 27 points. Trading out at 15,275. S&P up 3 at 1646. Composite up 3 as well at 3472. Russell 2000 up 2.5. The leader in the clubhouse on the index side up 2.5 at 990. Google up $3. Apple up $2.50. Microsoft down 22 ticks out there. We'll go see what's behind that. Intel up 11 ticks right now. Cisco off 4. Leading the charge to the upside is Monsanto Company. MON is the ticker symbol. They're up 4% here this morning. I don't see any reason or any news behind it. Nonetheless, they are the leader in the clubhouse, up 4 1/4. Google drafting right behind them, up $3 and change. Apple up about $2.79. You've got Stella Roan Corp, STEL, not to be confused with I'll have one of those Stella beers, please, on tap up there. STEL is a ticker symbol. They're up 13% here this morning. Let's see why. Union First Market expects an acquisition. Well, there you go. Stellar One is the actual name of the company. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, GMCR, up $1.47. McDonald's out with comp sales, same-store comp sales, comparable sales up 2.4% in Europe and in globally 2.6%. I believe the U.S. leading the charge out there. That means some folks were eating some quarter pounders and maybe some, what is it? I don't eat at McDonald's. So what do they got? Quarter pounders. They got that McFish sandwich out there. Egg McMuffins, of course. You can't forget a little breakfast food out there. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, they're trading up $1.31. Goldman Sachs, GS, up $1.40. Netflix up 62 cents. Facebook is up 85. To the downside, there you go. Bacon quarter pounder with cheese. That'll always be good for your arteries out there. You got Tesla Motor leading the charge of the downside, only off $1 here. Actually, you got Rovi Corp, ROVI. They're off $2 and change. A big move to the downside here. Well, it was out there, and it's now off my. No, there we go. Dynavax Technologies, DVAX. That's what we're going to start with. That's the chart that is on my screen here. They're down 28% on some news that they got from, I guess, the FDA or something like that. Let's see here. FDA regarding Heplisov biologic license application. So take a look at this stock chart. If you are with us, you're following us on TigerTV here. You want to talk about some moves to the downside. The first time that you saw some real institutional selling in this equity was back on the trading session of May 9th, 2012. So, a little over a year ago. Down with 26 million shares. You had not seen a down day like that, hadn't seen an up day like that for quite some period of time out here. So really down with some big volume. First opportunity to go ahead or first signal most certainly to get out of this equity. What it did was it came all the way back into that breakdown level, that breakdown candle. The entire candle itself, the top of the breakdown session was May 8th. Much like when you come into if you're trying to buy breakouts, the ideal breakout is to buy it on the trading session, the low of the trading session that it broke out from. In this case here, trying to sell a breakdown, really you're doing the same thing. And in this case here, the May 8th high was 5. Now, you wouldn't be doing that on a $5 equity. Nonetheless, we can still learn from it. So 5.14 was the May 8th high. This equity here got all the way back to $5.10 on October 1st of 2012 out there. As it did that, it was going up with 860,000 shares. Remember, the downdraft day was 26 million shares. Even the day that it broke down from had 2 million shares out there. So talk about truly coming back into an area where it broke down, and it did that, and it did it again. And it did it again this time with even more air coming out of the tires, and that was the November 16th gap down low, 35 million shares. What does the equity do? It does a bit of a bounce, was not able to get down into that breakdown area, and gets up to a high of about $3.39. We ends up breaking down again. February 25th, 22 million shares to the downside. Well, I guess it is the fourth time. Maybe will be the charm out here. It's trading at $1.78 right now. Only has $1.78 before it goes out of business here. No, I'm not suggesting it's going out of business, but there is not too many shareholders that are happy campers. And today, it's already done 3.2 million shares with 9 minutes in trading. So this having the air coming out of its tires once more out there. That is Dynavax, DVAX. Is the ticker symbol. Let's go check out some of these other equities here that are popping and dropping here in the market. Let's go take a look at Monsanto. It's up 4% right now at $4.15. MON is the ticker symbol out here. And let me do this. Let's widen the chart out here. Pull this back. Let me do this for a moment. Delete everything. Add this back in here. So this... Oh, that's not what I meant to do, that's for sure. Let's try this one more time. There we go. So if you take a look at Monsanto, gapping up here this morning, looks like this thing has moved down into its 200-day exponential moving average a couple of times out here that has acted as a nice area of support. So if you were trading Monsanto, you had an interest in it, you might want to mark that down on a pad of paper, because the first time down there to test that was on November the 15th as it got down to a low of 82.70 out there. It most recently did that here on Thursday. Thursday, Monsanto moves down to a low of 97.05, runs right in that 200-period exponential moving average, and then moves up off of that level. Had Friday, the volume in this not too bad, 4 million shares, so not really that bad when you consider the downdraft here at 5.3 million shares, and that was the May 31st area. So as we take a look at Monsanto gapping up this morning with good volume, 642,000 shares, 10 minutes of trading, so not too shabby out here. If we take a look at retracements from a high to a low, just see what level this has made. It's above. It gapped up above the 0.618. So Monsanto here wants to go up and tag its swing point high at least, which is the May 15th level, somewhere between 107.46 to 109.33 out there. That looks like the next move here on Monsanto. But interestingly enough, what I would do is, third time is a charm. This thing comes down and bounces down into that 200-period EMA and holds it. You may want to take a look at possible little quick trade out here. If we take a look at the weekly chart of Monsanto, let's see what this thing is doing. Well, that was a monthly chart out here. Let's skip that. Not that we don't want to look at it, but let's... Monsanto here is dealing with this high volume bar from October of 2008. It's above that area right now, so it actually also says that 100.69 should be a support area for Monsanto now that it's up and above it. And last month it came down and tested it. Tested it again this month here and has held. Let's go back to the weekly chart here on Monsanto. Let's do this. Let's actually take a look at its retracement off of its swing point high. It has not been able to get all the way back to its 2008 level, which was $145.80 out there. So far, what it has done, it's gotten to the 0.618 level. Let's see, which was 107.26. Let's try the draw and see if this actually created a nice little Gertley sell opportunity as it got up into that area, and it most certainly did. Got up just a tad higher. So on the weekly chart, it gave you a, let me see if this was a key reversal week as well. 108.78 the week of May 24th, and it is not a key reversal week, but it was a bearish engulfing candle. Those highs are going to be tested, so it is up against some pretty decent resistance here, this 0.618 retracement, 0.618 Gertley sell pattern. If it does get up above the high with some volume from May 17th out there, the week of May 17th at least, 109.33, this thing will run to the 124-ish range. That is on Monsanto. MON is the ticker symbol. Let's go check out Rovi Corp. ROVI is its ticker symbol. Let's go see what that is doing, what that is trading to. ROVI, not BI. To as my fingers were moving towards. So this thing here, let me pull this back, widen this up, see what it is doing here. Let's see what it is trying to move into. So far this morning, gapping down, volume of 566,000 shares. Friday's session at 521. So this has got a little bit of volume here off of the top. Let's see if they were out with some numbers or what's going on. Looks like just a downgrade alert out here. So let's go see what this thing could trade into. Oh, man, look at that high volume low out here. That's a nasty-looking thing. You would have liked to have seen the low get tested, and the low I'm referring to, folks, is July 18, 2012, 31 million shares down there. Don't know what kind of event that was, but that was let me just refresh the chart here. So if this thing ever does fall out of bed, that's where it would head to, which is anywhere between 991 and 1185 out there. This thing made it back to an area where it had broken down or very close to it. This thing was back May 4th of 2012, had a little downdraft of 6.1 million shares. Now, the top of that candle was 2707, low 2686, and on Friday got up to a level of 2655 out there. So came back into a little breakdown area. As far as any other support on this equity here, it's got a long way down before it really would run into support. So if the selling gets going on this equity, really could easily take you back into the $16, $17 area. It's at $24 right now. So if you were in Rovi, be careful out there. Let's take a look here. Alexion Pharmaceuticals. The biotechs were certainly struggling during this last downdraft. Seems to me like an area for us to really be paying attention to. ALXN is the ticker symbol. So that's off a couple of bucks here right now. Let's go see what this is doing or where it is headed down into. this morning here, moving down, volume behind the move, 157,000 shares. This thing here should come back, and it's held this level of support, which is it's trading inside this candle. So it's trading inside this high volume candle from February 14th, and it really should get down and test the swing point low from February 19th out there, and that's 81.82 to 85.47. So not until it gets down to that area where will it really release any information to us, in my opinion, out here. So lots of reason for it to get down there and actually perhaps even hold. I don't see any substantial volume out of this here recently, just kind of looking around on Alexian Pharmaceuticals. So it'll give us some information here as it works its way down into that swing point from February the 19th. I see the markets here have turned a little negative, and so let's go check out the currency. Let's go see if all of this makes sense as we sift through market information out here. So let's go take a look, and let's start off with on the currency side. Let's start off, as soon as I can find, let's start off on the intraday chart out here. We're going to take a look at the Euro-Japanese yen, which we can see the Euro-Japanese yen, and the reason that we're looking at this is because this is the currency pair that correlates to the U.S. stock market here. So the Euro-Japanese yen currency pair has made a 100% move of a move. That's coming all the way back to the 9 a.m. time frame on June 6th out there. When you make a 100% move of a move, that the market wants to do something else, maybe work off a overbought condition, and that's in fact what it got into here this morning at about 7:30 as it moved into that 100% move of a move. The overbought condition had a nice little bounce out here as we came on the air going in that 9 to 9:30 session out here, but this thing really does need to work off this overbought condition, my apology, and also this 100% move of a move. So if this were to pull back, that would also put a little bit of pressure in the markets. If it bounces out of this area here, what it's telling you, it should move up to the next level. The next level on this, let's just simply take a look at retracements from the high out here, which is at 10 a.m. on May 22nd. So you can see the currency market really following along with us from the high from May 22nd as well as to the low that came in on Thursday. So if we take a look at June 7th, in this case here, I believe the low came in on June 7th. Was that Friday? I believe so. If we take a look at retracements, you can also see it has made a 0.618 retracement. 130.87 is the exact 0.618 level. So it's gotten up to that 0.618, 100% move of a move out here. It only makes sense that it should try to pull back. If it doesn't, it says that this could easily trade up to 132.15. That is what will put the energy back into the U.S. market so that they can make that 0.786 retracement out there. So it's going to be important to be paying attention to this currency pair. As I say, it really should work off the overbought condition. That would start to show you some pressure in the markets out there. I don't know if you should buy into it just yet out here. Look, I am bearish, that is for sure, but I believe there's still some more upside to be worked off. So it's the currency area that will give us some information. If we go take a look here at a longer-term chart, here's the longer-term chart. This is the longer-term chart of the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. So as we switch over to that, we might as well stay here into the daily section of my chart screen. And as we take a look at that, what the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen did was it made a 0.786 Gartley buy pattern. It did that on Friday as it moved down into the low of 94.97 out there. So now let's go take a look at its bounce. We're going to go from the high down to the low. The high out here coming in on May 22nd as well, down to the low that was put in on Friday. Let's make that a little bit darker. You can see it's above the 0.382 level. It says that the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen wants to get back up to par, wants to get up to 100.38. Right now, trading at 99.09. How about that? Agent 99 is present all over these markets. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. A flat market out here. The Dow is down 4 points. S&P off 1. Composite is totally flat. Russell 2000 off a $1.46 out here. Let me take a quick peek in and see what's going on here. We do have in the New York Stock Exchange, that's up 13 points as well. Net decliners net advancing issues is a minus 820 out there, so not a lot of advancement, if you say. Let's take a look at the euro-U.S. dollar currency pair, see what that is doing out here. So the euro here, having made a 100% move of a move, and a big move it was, as it got back to the top of and above the old resistance area. Right now it's really traveling right at that point. The move of a move was off of the May 1st high out there. That high was 132.41, and you came back into that area with a wide-ranging bar here on Thursday, June the 6th. June the 6th out here. I'll eventually get this all straightened out. So on Thursday, wide-ranging bar. Now, when you come into an area with a wide-ranging bar, that's a lot of strength out there. That is a lot of strength, and so you have to respect that. What does that set up? Well, you had a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern that failed. That could easily turn into a butterfly pattern. If we take a look at that here, let's do the expansion. So let's take a look at the queen. Let's go see what the queen is doing. So it's made that 100% move of a move. The 1.272 expansion of the swing point from May Day, May 1st, all the way down to the low of May 17th would take in the 133.63 level. Now, let's take a look at retracements. Now, coming off of the high from February 1st, 2013, that level that level was 1.3709 all the way down to the low. We're going to use the low of April the 4th out here. So what we can see actually taking place right around 1.334, 1.336 is both a point larger, a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern, as well as the butterfly 1.272 butterfly sell pattern. So let's go ahead and draw those in here for you. I didn't mean to do that, but let's draw those in so you can take a look at those chart patterns here. So first we'll do the larger one. The larger Gartley buy pattern coming from that high down to the low that we talked about, and then all the way up here into the 0.618-ish level out there. And there you go. You can see the 1.272 expansion. So here is just really, I need to grab a sip of water. Thank you, and sorry about that. Had a little fly or a little dust fly right into the throat. Nothing like having a breath in and then catching a little piece of dust. In any event here, as far as getting dusted, nothing getting dusted here just yet in the markets, but you can see the larger Gartley sell pattern taking the euro into that 133-ish range, and with the wide-ranging bar out here, that suggests to me another piece of information that the markets ought to perhaps move a little bit higher out here before we start to see that next leg down out here. So a nice little sell pattern out there inside the euro-U.S. dollar currency pair. It's going to have to work off some of its overbought condition. If we take a look at the 30-minute chart, it certainly is. I take that back. How about this? So all that the euro-U.S. dollar currency pair right now is doing is really just kind of recharging here. You can see it got into that extreme overbought condition as it was making that high, and really it moved sideways to slightly lower to begin working that off out here. So could the euro pull back a bit more? It can, but it has not yet really broken down out there, and I think the larger pattern is the one that we should be paying attention to. Well, folks, it is Marvelous Monday. If you're off to start your day, have an incredible Monday. I'll see you in the morning. And always remember, you have an amazing power within yourself. And that power, it's so strong, it'll create a life of abundance, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces, but most of all, folks, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care, folks.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to mastering probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.